On today's episode, we talk to Touvan Sitara.
Our dear friend who has created an amazing company that we love called Lucid. He's also a music producer and much more. He shares so much inspiration on functional mushrooms and nootropics. And of course, we always love talking about Burning Man too.
Enjoy the episode.
Hello and welcome to Stay Sparked. I'm BETSY FINKLEHOO, the creator of the Power Affirmation Project and Somatic Bodyworker.
I am John HALCYON, the host of the Hug Nation YouTube channel.
And today we are so excited to invite our dear friend Touvan Sitara on today's episode. And we always love sparking you out there with inspiration. That is our core intention, to just have authentic conversations with each other and invite our amazing friends to share in conversations that aim to light you up. And always, we love starting with gratitude. So I will start with my gratitude. Today, I am giving thanks for travel preparations. I'm preparing to go to Ireland, and I'm getting to deep dive in the prep around international travel. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity.
Amazing. Wow. Well, I'm grateful for a recent travel. I just got back from Oregon where I got to jump into a crisp creek, which was just so energizing and delightful.
Awesome. Touvan, how about you? What are you grateful for this morning?
I'm grateful for human connection. Yesterday,
Mm.
Nikki and I went to a yoga event down by a casino nearby, and it was just a random thing we wanted to do. We got invited by friends, and we ended up meeting such cool new people. And just a reminder that that new human connection is just very fulfilling, and just grateful for that.
And here we are getting to connect through technology too. How awesome. So I'm in Asheville, you're in Vegas, and Halcyon, you're in San Diego. So
Yeah.
awesome that we can get to stay connected and get to share these conversations across the country.
And your gratitude is just really highlights the reason we want to have a conversation with you, Tobin, is that, we know each other, but the things that I know about you are all like tip of the iceberg awesomeness, whether it's your creativity and your art, your entrepreneurship. And what do you do when you have some free time? You go to a yoga event and meet new people? Of course you should be here. I'm so glad we're having this conversation.
And I have a feeling you were probably sparking some people with your magic and your light, as well as your partner, Nikki, as you do. We've known each other for, gosh, at least over a decade, I would guess,
At
through
least.
just, Burning Man culture and our San Diego and Vegas communities, and just a lot of wonderful gatherings that we've done. And it's been really awesome to watch you on your personal journey as a music producer and DJ, sharing your music. I've danced to so many of your sets and have gotten down so hardcore to CAZZTEK, which is, for those of you that don't know, this is CAZZTEK is his music name. So look that up. And it's been so cool to watch you build businesses and create, the CBD brand, the Vita Optima, and then most recently the Lucid drink that you have been making for the last many years. And it's, for me personally, it's something I drink almost every day now. And I remember a couple of years ago, we were at our friend's 40th birthday party, and you were mixing up a yummy concoction, and I picked your brain about it, and you were telling me all about mushrooms and nootropics, and we're lit up, and I felt the magic. And it's just been so cool to watch you just pour your love into creating this product for the world that's now reaching far and wide. So I think that's going to be a big part of our conversation and our curiosities today. But before we ask you some questions, Halcyon, do you have any other hopes and intentions of things that you want to hear from Touvan today?
Well, before we started recording, we all mentioned that we're not going to Burning Man. So, I think that we may have to touch on what is it like to be grown-ups who are so touched by Burning Man, but are now have the dust in us. But how does that affect, what we do in the world currently?
Yeah, longtime burners.
Long time. I'm probably, let's see, I would say 10 years So would you consider that like intermediate?
I think that's long term.
I think that's long term. I mean,
But
I,
Especially,
compared to you though,
yeah,
oh,
Halcyon,
no
compared to me,
come
comparison.
everyone is an
on. We
infant.
got like the Grandmaster Sensei level
Yeah,
here,
what,
you know.
32 years or something,
26,
Halcyon?
26. Hey, whoa, whoa,
26
whoa, whoa,
26.
years
whoa.
See,
in
I'm
a row.
halfway, Sam.
Wow. I thought I was doing pretty good with 8 years under my belt.
But one of the things that has come up, and like when I've been trying to explain to people, like, oh, I've been going for 26 years. That's why you should listen to my advice or my tips. I'm like, there's going to the burn. There's a huge depth of what that can mean. You're going to the burn, Tone, included massive performing schedules, like deep gifting experiences that is way, I think it's a whole different level of organization and commitment and gifting than just going to Burning Man. So we can't judge it by
Sure.
just the numbers of our years. It's by the content of our gifting character.
Mm,
Well, yeah, I think you turn, from the observer to the participator, right?
Right.
Over time, because of course, my first year, which was 2009, I didn't really gift too much, right? Like I was just learning that, and over the course of, the decades, you become more involved and more involved and more involved. And I think that's just like an innate thing for us that are just so inspired by this event that we're like, we want to, it's gone done so much for me. How can I be part of it and give back? When was your first year? Like, were you guys' first years?
Mine was 2007. Yeah, and I
Okay.
had a similar experience too, where when I first got there, it was just like watching and diving into this playground that I it took a little while to comprehend the magnitude and the magic and the
Yeah.
power of what I was experiencing. And then after my first year, I started to really see how to participate, how to give, how to contribute to this co-creative playground.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
My first year was 98. And my within my first day, I was like, really the gifting aspect of it really just hit me like, oh my gosh, everyone here is working to make this better. And I'm like, I want to figure out how I can make it better. And I'm curious. So were you producing music before you went to Burning Man?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I was. Yeah, I was already in that. Wait, was I? No.
Mm.
Well, yes and no. It's it was I was dabbling.
Okay.
Thank you for reminding me about around this because it was so long ago, and I this was like such a pivotal point in my life that after that my first burn, that was when I had that moment to want to actually take that by the handle music and just like go with it and run with it at full speed and take it from dabbling to complete get on the surfboard and ride this wave. And
Mm.
Yeah.
so it's like yes and no, but that was the moment where I wanted to see it through to do it professionally.
Wow.
That's
So
so cool.
yeah.
Wow, who would have thought it would taken you this far? I mean, you've played for thousands of people. Like some of the stages you've played on, there's thousands of people on your dance floors. That
Yeah.
is just such a exhilarating, powerful experience, and how beautiful. That was what, 15 years ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
amazing.
not
I
as
think
long as
it's
how John's first burn, which is in the 1900s technically.
a
Wow,
but
that sounds so old. The
seriously.
1900s.
But I love that. I mean, that was so long ago for me that I can almost not remember what my mentality and my relationship to the world and my creativity was.
Yeah.
Mm,
And so I think that it's really interesting that, all of us in this conversation, we don't have plans to go to Burning Man this year, but it sounds like a huge part of that deep down fire to participate, to gift, to create, find our gifts and give them to the world. Really, I
Yeah.
mean, that fire got really burning hot at Burning Man.
yeah,
Sure.
absolutely. And you know what? I actually have a spark because of what we're talking about today. And I'm looking at your shirt, Touvan. It says Lucid, and this is the brand that you started, Lucid. And my experience of being on the playa at Burning Man is like a dream, a waking dream. It
Yeah.
helped me to start to see the magic of living lucid, to be able to manifest my reality in every single moment. And it really changed everything when I started to see the capacity that I had to live from that place of like eyes wide open and to be able to create from that place. And so I love this name of your brand, Lucid. And I'm so curious to kind of like fast forward to now, how did that name come? And also, I guess for some of the listeners too, if you can just describe a little bit around what Lucid is.
Hmm. Um, it it's it's pretty much what you just described, where um, you know, taking in these nutrients, the functional mushrooms and these nootropics and putting them into your body was the feeling that I got um, when consuming it. And it,
Mhm.
it is really that eye opening, like, you know, getting your getting your morning routine and just kind of like waking up for the day and um, drinking this really make me feel like, wow, I'm actually like I have like this inner eye that's waking up, that I'm like focused on what I want to do for the day, how I want to be productive, and that's kind of where that came from, really.
Can you take a couple steps back to when you started experimenting or exploring or trying out uh, different stuff
Yeah,
into your diet?
I've always been into supplements, vitamins, and just living healthy, a healthy lifestyle. Um, but um, it wasn't till 2015, so that's almost 10 years ago, where Nikki, my wife, and I decided to go full in on keto for the summer, which is actually we wanted to look good for the burn. Circle full circle moment here.
Yes.
So
And
uh,
can you just give a little insight, like keto, meaning it's a diet,
the
ketosis,
keto, yeah, the
the
ketogenic
keto diet?
diet, right?
Okay.
And which is very, very calorie restricted and carb restricted. And we used to eat breakfast every day, eggs and the full, just the full thing. And noticed that we would get like almost a hit a wall like midday. And so we started drinking smoothies. And in those smoothies, I discovered functional mushrooms and I discovered nootropics. And it's over the course of like years, right? Functional mushrooms were the first thing. And I'm like, okay, well, what can I put in these smoothies that can act as like a meal replacement? And it was, MCT oil, protein powder, maca powder, and then functional mushrooms. And it was a constant evolution of going through different mushrooms, different nootropics, and being a little scientist throughout our ketogenic diet. And our daily smoothies, which we still drink to this day. I literally have it in my hand right here, and still doesn't get old. We don't eat breakfast anymore. It really made an impact on our diet because it helped us eat less in terms of like staying within the ketogenic diet, but within that the nutritional like value that these functional mushrooms and nootropics also brought into the diet really helped me maintain the energy I needed to get through the day. So it was like almost a moment of clarity for me. I'm like, okay, well, I not only do I not need as much food, I can actually get my energy and the things my body needs from functional mushrooms, from nootropics to be able to operate through the day. So that's
Mm.
sort of how it started. And, we've been drinking these over the course of, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. And then, in 2019, 2020, that's when I felt called to create something out of it. Like take everything that I've learned from all of this and make the ultimate team, the Avengers of all of the things that I've tried. Because obviously you can't put it all in one, right? So you gotta carefully select the best. And from what I've learned, that's what I chose that to be part of Lucid. So that's sort of the evolution of it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Amazing. So basically, you're saying you started because you wanted to look good, and then you realized you wanted to feel good, and
Yeah.
now you get to feel good and look good. So
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
for those of you who
Right.
are watching on YouTube, you know, but if you're just listening, like Touvan is glowing. Your skin is just radiant. You are healthy. You're vibrant. You're strong. You've always know. I've known you to be someone who's very fit and healthy and strong. And so, how amazing that you started to explore how these mushrooms and nootropics and ingredients could actually contribute to you rocking your Burning Man body and beyond, and then also to be able to think clearly, to live from a place of lucidity every day. It's pretty
Mhm.
amazing.
Yeah, and I am a very, very strong, believer in the power of mushrooms, the power of nootropics. I mean, I literally have been taking them every day for the last decade, over the last decade. So,
Oh.
yeah.
So at
Mm.
what point do you decide this is the formula? I'm going to package this. I'm going to turn this into not just something that I make for myself and my close friends, but I'm going to make this available to the public.
Yeah. Um, I would say that I I know the impact that functional mushrooms has made on me, and that was when they were very new in 2015. I mean, like there was one company that made a mushroom coffee, and that was Four Sigmatic. I'm sure you guys are familiar with it. And I watched the market grow and the popularity of it grow, and I watched a lot of large companies enter the market, and um, at the same time, a lot of my friends were asking me for advice on what do you drink every morning? What do you put in your smoothies? And I would, you know, give advice to all my friends. Hey, you should take this. You should take this. And more friends are constantly texting me, oh, hey, what about this? And, what do you think about this mushroom? And I'm like, okay, I think that this is probably a good time for me to now just make a product. So you guys can stop bugging me about all this and advice. And I'm just going to make something for you to buy. How about that?
That's wise right there.
uh,
That's real
yeah,
wisdom.
no,
Mhm.
yeah. And I think that there's just uh, there's something there where it's genuinely something that had worked for me. So I have no problem giving this to my friends because I'm like, this is what made an impact on me. I'm not trying to sell you on this. You don't have to drink it if you don't want, but this is what it's done for me.
Right.
And um, that it's purely it's a genuine feeling that I have that I'm just sharing what has just made such a difference in my health that I'm happy to. And I felt compelled to create a product and share. So
It's such a cool, like an interesting, I think, frontier and evolution of, Burning Man principles, because when you're first gifting, you're like giving away little trinkets and things. And then you start to realize that gifting is figuring out like what skills or knowledge or talents or do you have that can fill in the cracks in the world and make the world better. And I think that as Burning Man has become something more than just a week in the desert, there's been this really interesting figuring things out of like, well, it can't be anti-commerce. But Larry Harvey was very clear that, you
yeah,
know, decommodification does not mean anti-commerce. And so you can be in a gifting mindset as you are marketing a product because you know in your mind that this product is something that is a gift to the people that are going to use it. And I love that that is kind of the path that you took. I think it's this thing, a lot of burners struggle with it. So I love
yeah.
hearing that you figured it out.
And it does. I mean, you hit it. You really like hit it. That I feel like it is a gift. I feel so good when I gift like it to people, or at least open their eyes to it. I'm like, hey, have you ever heard of functional mushrooms? No. Well, here, try this. Here's a little sample. and they'll reach back out to me and be like, wow, this is really good. I didn't think that it, would taste like this, and that if it made me feel really good. And just the feedback loop also is something that's gratifying as well, to know that people, how much of an impact it does make on people as well. That I'm like, yes,
Mm.
awesome. Mm,
Yeah,
Mm.
that's the
yeah,
spark that keeps you going,
it is the
right? And it's
spark. It
like,
really is.
yes, it's like the
Yeah.
fuel for the fire when you see whatever it is that you're putting out into the world, making a positive difference and being received, then it's like, okay, keep going. Confirmation. This is working.
Yeah.
Okay, I can keep going.
I think I can guess where that comes from on the music side,
Mm.
where I play a song that, that comes from me, that I've made, and I share it with the hundreds or even thousands, or maybe even less than that people. It doesn't matter. But the to be able to witness what something that has come from my heart, from my mind, and to share it and see the feedback come, like them smiling, dancing with each other, the joy radiating from them is what fills my cup. And I think maybe there's a relationship there between the two.
Ooh, next up, I'm starting to see a vision for you headlining a show and everyone drinking Lucid. Lucid flowing, people dancing, sober dance party, just functional mushrooms and nootropics.
It kind of
It's like,
happened actually already.
oh,
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. This last Groove Cruise. Do you guys know
Oh
Groove
yeah.
Cruise?
Mm.
You guys should go.
it looks amazing.
I. It's like as if you graduated Burning Man and now you get to have that experience, but without the radical self-reliance.
Nice.
Because now you just have to go to the buffet and eat whatever you want. You go back to your room, but everyone is dressed like they're going to the bird,
Right. You
and
don't have to bring
everyone's
your own
dressed to the
water. Yeah.
T, the same vibe. I mean, it's the on the opposite side of the spectrum, but it's also incredible as well. And so,
Mm.
at Groove Cruise, we did an event called Deep House Brunch with a dear friend of mine, Scotty Boy. I think you guys know Scotty. And at this the party, which was like on a Sunday on the ship, we actually did have a lucid activation in which it was behind the dance floor, and we were serving everyone lucid while Nikki was playing, and then I played after her. So in a sense, that did kind of happen.
That's amazing. Wow. I can imagine it was a lift off. What a
Yeah.
way to get the party going.
And what a cool, I mean, again, this evolution, there's so many things that were perfect for opening our minds and hearts when we discovered the 10 principles and Burning Man. And after a decade or 2 decades or more, it's like, how do you integrate these things into a year-round life? And you can't party year-round like that. I tried for 26 years, but eventually the body says, "Hey, whoa, 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 whoa,"
You need to
and
slow down.
Mhm.
yeah, and so like finding these evolutionary branches of health and expansion and creativity and gifting. I think it's a really beautiful role modeling of how this can all work in a healthy way.
Agreed.
Yeah, I remember some of my early days on the playa. I didn't know how to take care of my immune system. I mean, I didn't even think about that. But
Yeah.
as the years went on, I started to realize that I could actually have a much better time when I was taking better care of myself, right? And this is perfect example, the learning that functional mushrooms and nootropics can actually help our brain function, help our immune systems, help us just feel so much better in our bodies. And we'd go, into these places that we might not be able to reach when we're depleted, for example. And
Yeah.
so how awesome that here we are as veteran burners or adults learning the value of actually, if we want to keep playing as hard as we love to, then we got to make sure that we're taking really good care of ourselves. And how
Yeah.
amazing that you now have a product that can reach far and wide and people can actually enjoy it. So I'd love to have you give a little spark out to our listeners around the different types of Lucid that are available and what's actually in these drinks.
So yeah, the Lucid comes in three different forms and comes in the form of coffee. It comes in the form of chai and matcha, ceremonial grade matcha, which is the best, and it's really really good. Um, the core of Lucid that's underneath those flavors or the form that they come in is the mushroom stack, which is lion's mane, cordyceps, tremella, and turkey tail. Have you guys heard of those? Are you familiar with them?
Tremella I
Mhm.
had not heard of. The other ones I've heard of.
Tremella is something new to us here in the States, but has been used by the Chinese culture for hundreds, maybe thousands of years. And they call it the beauty mushroom. And the reason why is that it's serving for your skin complexion.
Hmm.
It helps your skin cells retain moisture and helps your skin glow. And which makes sense that like the Asian cultures, they all look very young. And literally that's I've based on research, it has been part of their culture for as long as they can even remember, which is interesting because I haven't really seen many products here that have it. So those are the four mushroom stacks. Now, um, on the nootropic side, nootropics, just to give a little sidebar on those, nootropics are cognitive enhancers. So, fun fact, caffeine is a type of nootropic, right? It increases alertness in the brain. L-theanine helps calm the brain, which is part of the nootropic stack. Alpha GPC is another, helps you focus. L-tyrosine helps with mood, and ginkgo biloba helps with blood circulation. It's a vasodilator, so it helps move all of these nutrients in your body. And the last is creatine, which has a stigma for being a gym rat uh, supplement, but studies show that at a low dose, creatine is actually a very powerful nootropic because fuel. It's fuel for your brain. So it helps your brain just fire on all pistons at a low dose. Regular dose of creatine is almost like a protein scoop is worth, but in Lucid, it's literally like a quarter teaspoon. So, despite the stigma, which is one of the things that we have to kind of get through, because a lot of people are like, "Oh, creatine, like that's it's a workout supplement," and it's like, no, we're gonna educate you on this. It's actually also at a low dose really good for your brain health. It helps you
Mhm.
like really think at the maximum level. So
It seems
those are
Mm.
like
the
there's
two stacks. They're the two stacks. Yeah.
it seems like I mean the articles and discussions online about creatine and caffeine are like changing and
Hmm.
shifting pretty rapidly. Like all the health guru people are including these things in their daily recommendations pretty consistently, which is it's such a different world. Like I remember like, wait, we're supposed to have butter in our coffee now? Like, wait, what?
Oh
What is
yeah.
it? So it's like, but I'm glad that people like you that have done the research and done the personal laboratory testing and saying
Yeah.
this is this is what works best. And it's something that you
Yeah.
can do daily.
It's something you can do daily. Yeah. Yeah. And it's one of those where you just got to educate people and just push past that stigma, right? And some companies are too scared to. But what we can do is just educate people. And just a quick another side note too. Our next generation Lucid that's coming out will have prebiotics in it. So now it's mushrooms, nootropics, and prebiotics, which
Yum.
is a deeper focus on gut health.
Yeah, so important.
Lucid already focuses on gut health, um, but this actually further deepens that focus.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? I realized you left one out. That's actually my favorite is the Dream. One of your
Mm.
newest product,
Oh yeah.
Dream a Lucid, which is like a nighttime beverage that has all of the good stuff in it too. Does it have the same stack?
No, no. So lucid dream, yeah, it helps your body optimize your sleep. It helps your nervous system land the plane. So it's
Mm,
not sedating. It is more, I guess you would say, neutralizing or calming. So it
mhm,
allows your body to naturally feel the state that it should be in. If you're tired, then yes, you should be tired. So it'll help, bring it into that state. And then it also helps your body restore while you sleep. So the mushroom stack in that is reishi, chaga, um, oh my gosh, king trumpet,
mm.
and it does have an overlapping mushroom, which is the tremella, because the more tremella you can take, especially while you sleep, and now you're getting your beauty sleep.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, so, and then the nootropics in that is Bacopa monnieri, which is a nootropic that helps with building cognitive function, brain health, and memory. And passion flower extract, uh, jujube extract,
Mhm.
and magnesium threonate.
Magnesium. Wow.
Magnesium threonate. There's different types of magnesium. Magnesium threonate is the most bioavailable.
Mm.
Yeah, so those help calm the nervous system and help you kind of towards the end of the day. And it's
And you know what?
not.
I've drank the Dream sometimes in the middle of the day if I am
Yeah.
noticing I need to calm down because
Oh,
I'm like a hummingbird sometimes and I'm like getting shit done and I'm like running around and all the things. And then when I have a break in the afternoon, sometimes it's nice to just go, okay, Betsy, time to just chill out a little bit,
yeah.
like just relax. And then I will drink some of the Dream to
That's
just
cool.
feel and it really does help me feel centered and calm, but not sleepy. And the same thing too, like I know at first I was a little hesitant to drink it before bed because it has cacao in it, but it actually doesn't keep me awake. Whereas other types of drinks that have cacao in it kind of
Yeah.
elevates.
Well, it's cocoa.
Oh, that's why.
You
Uh-huh.
flip the the O, and the A.
Oh, no wonder. Flip the O and the A and
Do you
then
know what that means?
you don't have caffeine.
Well, do you know do you guys know the difference between cacao and cocoa?
Nope.
So, raw cacao is what you're referring to, which has which does have stimulating effects because it's high in theobromine, which is a stimulant that's in chocolate. Right? You eat a bunch of chocolate, and even as a kid, and then you're, Halloween time, and you're just like running around the house. That's the theobromine in it. And cocoa is Dutched cocoa, meaning that it's alkalized, and it's a process that roasts the cacao beans, and when you roast them, it cooks away the majority of that theobromine, and you're left with a more deeper, just richer chocolatey flavor that is not so bitter, as bitter as cacao, and so it doesn't have that stimulating effect. I mean, it's got trace amounts, but I mean, we're talking like fractions, so
Mm.
that's why.
Oh, I love that.
The
Thank you
little
for that.
little
Yeah.
little 2 cents.
Yeah, a little just change the letters. That's
Yeah, exactly.
amazing. Oh,
But
cool.
we have gotten that before, that people are saying, "Oh yeah, I think it's gonna keep me up because of the cacao." But
Right. Yeah, but it's cocoa.
cocoa.
That's awesome. Well, I love learning from you. And one thing that you actually illuminated into my awareness that I'd love to see if you could speak on is the value of having the fruiting body in this product versus maybe some other mushroom drinks that don't use the fruiting body. Can you
Yeah.
speak a little bit to that?
Yeah, it's you know, it's something that a lot of consumers don't have a lot of awareness around when people are, like buying products with functional mushrooms, especially now that the trend is so big, right? And there's like so many products out there. And just because it says mushrooms on the label doesn't mean you should, not look at the label. So my best advice is to look at the label and look at the type of mushroom that is stated on the set label. So the two things that are important, one is what you just said, is the fruiting bodies or the type of mushroom extract that's in it, and two is the dosage. A lot of people think that just because it says it on the label, that means they're getting full dosage, where we clearly state like you are getting 2,000 milligrams of mushroom extract per serving. And so that's important too. I just wanted to highlight that real quick as well. But to also focus on the type of quality of the mushroom extract itself, fruiting body is literally what it is. It is the fruiting mushrooms that are being harvested off of the block that it grows on. So, do you guys know how mushrooms grow?
On a log.
Not well.
On a log?
Fairies come
Okay.
and sprinkle seeds, something
So
like that.
fairies, okay, so we got a log, fairies and a log. Okay.
In the forest.
There's some truth to both, maybe, or at least what it feels like. The log, yeah, some mushrooms grow on a log. When cultivating them, actually, it's sawdust. So it could be sawdust, it could be grain, it could be oats. And so when you are cultivating it, like on a farm, you have blocks of these oats or grain, and then you inoculate them with the mushroom spores. The mushroom spores then turn into mycelium, and mycelium is like this white network looking fiber that grows. That grows over the block, and then once it grows all the way around the block, it almost like the whole thing turns white, and then once it fully colonizes, then it knows, oh, okay, it's time to grow mushrooms. Then it will grow the fruiting bodies. So there are a few types of ways to make mushroom extract. The cheapest way is to make it with mycelial biomass, which means that block that I just talked about is mycelial biomass. So without even waiting for the mushrooms to grow, you take that and then you throw it into a blender and then you make the extract out of that. Now there's an argument saying that uh, there's nutrients in there that can be extracted, which is true, but it's also being mixed with all of the grains and the oats or the sawdust or whatever. Like it's being put into that vat that is being extracted. So the potency isn't there. It's super cheap because you don't have to wait for the mushrooms to grow. And so a lot of people do that, take that route. The in between is waiting for the mushrooms to grow and then taking the whole block, throwing it in the blender and making an extract out of it, which still has that mixture of like the oats and the grain and all that, and it's very starchy. So if you have ever drinking a mushroom coffee, I don't know if you've tried other brands, you'll notice that there's a lot of sediment at the bottom. It's because there's the remaining starch from the grain and the oats and all that. The highest potency, the highest route is what I just said, the 100% fruiting bodies, because you're literally taking just the bodies, which now gets dried up and then like ground up, and now you're just left with the dirt, or I'm sorry, just the ground up mushrooms. Then that's being put into a vat, and then it's being extracted. So you have the pure highest amount of beta glucans, polysaccharides, all of the nutrients that are in the mushrooms that are being extracted. So that's sort of an overview. I mean, you can really go deep into it all, but that's kind of the quick overview of the type of mushroom extract you can get. The mycelial biomass, the middle one is called full spectrum, and then the highest is from fruiting bodies, and that's the highest potency. The difference between the lowest and the highest is about half the potency. Just so
Mm.
so you guys know. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Well, I feel thirsty.
I know I've been chugging my Lucid right here. I'm like, wow, I just
You
want
guys drink it
to keep
hot or
drinking
iced?
more. I haven't done it iced.
And me
I
neither.
haven't even thought of that. I've only been doing it hot.
Do you like iced coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe try it
Okay,
iced.
maybe try it iced. Yeah, summertime. Yeah, all right. Tomorrow I will do it iced.
There you go.
Well,
Yeah.
part of this conversation was inspired by the fact that Betsy and I have been uh, really enjoying this product for months and months and months and months and months and months. And so we reached out and said, could we kind of work together and could we like make it a official that we love this product and could you be our sponsor? And so part of this conversation is for us to kind of announce that, hey, we are super proud to be sponsored by Lucid. It is a you know, I think it was really critical for us to, if we, it's related to the origins of this conversation with Burning Man and gifting and integrity and like
Yeah.
the
And
goal
sparks of
here,
inspiration.
right? Sparks of inspiration. The
Yeah.
goal here wasn't like,
Yeah.
can we squeeze transactions out of some company? It's like, can we share gifts? Can we? And so I'm super stoked, really, really happy to be consuming this with a little extra warmness inside. So thank you so much.
Yeah, and also like to spread sparks far and wide. That's our main intention for this
Makes sense.
podcast. And when we find something amazing, we want more people to know about it. And so, for those of you who have been listening, and maybe it's your first time listening, you will be hearing us speak about Lucid more regularly on future episodes, giving the shout outs, wellness hacks, and a lot of inspiration that Lucid is putting out. And if you're watching us, you'll see a fancy Lucid mugs. Love the branding
Mine's a little different,
also.
but
Yeah, well, so cool.
Ooh.
And also like the Lucid package, I always get so excited because there's a sticker and it comes with this cool spoon and a little like frother thing, and the box even is cool. It's just like you guys just so have so much attention to detail on this product line. Not only is it amazing for us to be ingesting, but the whole experience in itself. Like I even a couple months ago did an unboxing video because it was so beautiful. So yeah, I'm really excited to get to just work with you, collaborate with you guys. And it's so you're a co-founder, and then Mark DeVoe
Mhm.
and Kurt. I'm
Kurt
not sure.
Masala.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yep. So the three of you, right?
The three of us. Yep.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
So huge shout outs. We're so
Yeah.
grateful for this friendship and for this collaboration, for this opportunity to make our skin glow. We can get healthy and fit while having fun doing it. And
And while voting with our dollar for things
yeah.
that we think matter and for companies that we believe in and that have integrity. So this is just it's one of those win-win-win things. We are endorsing from a very personal place. This give it a try.
Yes. We'll
Thank you
of
guys.
course put the link in the comments. And so in Stay Spark tradition, we always love doing a closing sparks. And that can be like if there was anything that was mentioned that is like we want to highlight extra, or if there's like something that wasn't mentioned. So do either of you have a closing spark?
My closing
Hmm.
spark is just the inspiration of seeing the way that you, Tobin, have put energy into these multiple paths of creativity, and that as we talked, it just be saying I could just really feel the Burning Man dust, as deep in the motivations, and it's something that is a challenge, and it's like that. How do you stay connected to your the sparks of inspiration, and how do you maintain and be a part of the default world. And I'm super inspired by the way that you're doing that. So thanks for sharing with us.
Oh, thanks. Hmm. I gotta still, I gotta pull from my inspiration here.
Well, I have one if you want to think about it.
Okay. Give it
Okay,
to
so
me.
yeah, I'm feeling my closing spark is really about how inspiring it is to hear your story around just getting really in touch with your own journey of health and vitality and doing that research and working with different ingredients to find something that really worked for you and to be in that listening of people asking for what you know and then choosing to follow that as guidance to create something. And now here you are, you spoke to jumping on the metaphorical surfboard for your music, but you also have done that with nootropics and mushrooms. And it's just really cool to see how this kind of like spark turned to a flame. And now it's just really helping a lot of people. So I'm really inspired by you and the way that you're choosing to put your magic out into the world.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, appreciate that. Well, I'll bring this closing spark into the fold here, where these stories don't go without challenges, right? And so I also want to bring that into light that all of these journeys do have a challenge and into the stories, but for me, how I navigate through my life is that every challenge that I see is an opportunity for growth, and every mistake is an opportunity for a lesson and to learn something a little bit more about yourself. And that is something that has led to the growth and the manifestation of my music with Lucid and any of the endeavors, right? If you hit a challenge, it's instead of being like, why is this happening to me? It is, what is the lesson here that the universe has to present to me so that I can walk through that door and grow from it. So,
Woo!
yeah.
So good. Oh, so grateful.
Yeah.
Yes, I love this conversation. And we'll wrap it up with just letting people know how to find every one of us. So, Halston, you want to share how can our listeners find you?
Sure. All my online goodies can be found at lifestudent.com. My morning broadcasts and YouTube channel and upcoming men's groups are all listed on lifestudent.com.
Boom. All right. How about you, Tobin? Where can we find you?
You can find Lucid at becomelucid.com. And if you're interested in hearing my music, my artist name is CAZZTEK, CAZZTEK. And you can find me Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, YouTube, I mean,
All the places.
all the places.
Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. And you can find me online and in person. If you're in Asheville, please reach out. I love working with people one on one, doing healing sessions through aerial somatics and body work. And then my project is the Power Affirmation Journal and cards. And also, one of my favorite ways to get to share some magic is through Insight Timer audio affirmations. I have lots of them on there. So feel free to find me on there and send me a little message.
Yay.
Yeah. Well, and in that spirit, you guys want an affirmation to close us out?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I always love just choosing an affirmation based on the conversation. And so if you like, you can just close your eyes for a moment, tune into your inner being, and quietly affirm, I am healthy, vibrant, and vital. I am healthy, vibrant, and vital. I am healthy, vibrant, and vital. I ingest high quality ingredients. I ingest high quality ingredients. I am mindful of my choices. I am mindful of my choices. And I live in lucidity. I live in lucidity. I live in lucidity. I am lucid. I am lucid. I am lucid. And I'm sparked.
Love it.
Yay. I love you guys.
Love you
Love you
guys. Thank you so
guys.
much for having me. It was really
Hmm.
fun.
Awesome. Stay spark, people.
Stay sparked.
Stay sparked, friends.
Find us on Instagram at Stay Sparked and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcast.
Thanks so much for helping us spread these sparks.